Hi, friends. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Nicolette, and on my channel, I focus on credit wellness, savings challenges, sinking funds, now monthly planning, and becoming debt free. If this is something that interests you and you want to come with me on my journey to becoming debt free, then stay tuned. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going over my budget for March. This is my kit. This is my March monthly kit. I'm going the Easter route this month because you do know that Easter does fall in the month of March this year. I'm loving this layout. These greens are beautiful. Green is like my favorite color. So, all right, let's jump right in. A lot has been going on these last few weeks. You know, my months don't start out as busy or looking as busy, but it sure does end up being that busy. So, even though this might not look like a lot going on, it will surely change. So, quite a few things are unraveling. I have had a lot of things going on, and the year has just begun. I'm not sure if I want to even talk about it, but because it's just so much to unpack, but I'm going to do my best to get through it. So, I've had a few funerals to go to for my loved ones. I do have two funerals to attend this month. I'm not really ready to face this reality, but what's life without loss? So, I'm going to white out this portion so it won't show through the washi. I hate that the ink from my pen that I use to pre-plan transfers onto my pages. So it leaves these unsightly smudges. I hate it so. I'm trying to wipe them out as best I can. Okay, on the side, I'm putting down my key. Sorry guys, I'm kind of out of frame. I'm trying to get better at being mindful about where my planner is placed on the screen. As you may know, I'm laying my date dots last because I run into the issue of running out of space. I'm setting up my key. As you can see, I messed up on the key and I had to reprint it. I made it too wide and I said that is not going to work. It's like really wide. It's like a trial and error. I want to get good at making kits so I can eventually add them to my Etsy shop. So I utilize the key to keep track of monthly spending. I track grocery, gas, my no spend, and unbudgeted costs. These are my paycheck trackers and cash envelopes, but I'm looking for my budget boxes for my key. Okay, I found them. I'm sorry, but it is cold in here. Speaking of cold, let me tell you about this bipolar weather. It's having people with shorts on 1 hour and a raincoat another. Then a winter coat 30 minutes later. Seriously, y'all, Mother Nature got us all confused. Um, I think that's why Kayla Bear, she's getting sick. But they are doing a lot better. And they're back in school after their week and a half of being out with the flu. They're still coughing, but all the other symptoms have subsided and they're finally back to being themselves. Completing my key setup, I'm going to hop into my weekly day today. For March 4th, it's no school for President's Day. The 5th is my uncle's funeral. He's my dad's brother. That's one of the many heartbreaks that we've had in the family recently. He passed away unexpectedly, so it's been really hard on my dad, mostly, especially because about 2 months ago, his two other brothers passed away as well. So, moving on to the next day, it's team day for my littles. Daylight savings time falls on the 10th this year. So let me white out the words so that they won't show through my sticker. I know this clock is huge, y'all. I wasn't thinking it was gonna be this big. So yeah, it's bigger than what I thought it would be. So as y'all know, Easter does fall on the 25th I'm sorry, the 24th this year. I'm using a carrot sticker that I got from one of my kits I bought from Hobby Lobby and an Easter script I made myself. And on the 17th is St. Patrick's Day. I also noted that with a sticker from the same bundle. I'm going to use this Make a Wish sticker. I don't know why it just stood out to me. I must admit this is also a huge sticker. I'm using a half box because this is a clear sticker and I don't want it to blend in with the page. And on the 19th, me and the hubby, we have a meeting for my littles. It is scheduled for the afternoon. Following the next day is the first day of spring. We were getting spring like weather. It lasted for 2 days and it went back to winter. I'm going to lay down this pretty spring is here sticker. I love this one. It goes with my color scape for this month, so it was perfect. I wanted to buy some more of these cute stickers. I went back to Hobby Lobby, but it doesn't look like they sell them anymore. But in all fairness, I did purchase them like 6 years ago. Spring break does start on the 25th, so I'm using this washi to block out for that week. I'm going to have to print another washi for the other half of the week. I don't know why I thought spring break was at the beginning of March. I should know better than that. Next, I'm adding in my paydays. My days fall on the 14th and the 28th. So this coming Saturday, which is going to be the 9th, Lexi B has her first dental appointment. By the time I post this, she's going to already have had her dentist appointment. So she did. And let me tell you what happened. So you all know her original appointment was February, but because of the doctor's emergency, they rescheduled her. So we get there on the 9th at that time, and they rescheduled, the time that they rescheduled Lexi for. And the assistant says her appointment was scheduled for 9 that morning. I told them, I showed her the text message that was sent to my phone stating that her appointment was for 2 o'clock. And they told me they close at 2 on Saturdays. And they talked to the dentist, and she said I would have to reschedule. I said, I think the hell not. I told her, let me speak with the dentist because I shouldn't have to reschedule again for something y'all messed up. So, now people who know me know I'm not a confrontational person, but that was ridiculous. At the end of it all, the dentist agreed to complete the visit and all was well, as it should be, because first of all, they set me up for a time that no one ever called or texted about. So it's just a random time that was on their schedule, but they just failed to mention that they never contacted me about the change. So I wasn't gonna reschedule anything. If anything, I would have took my business somewhere else. But anyway, I'm telling y'all, 2024 has been testing me since the first of the year. So, for our hair appointments for both me and Lexi are on the 16th. So just recently I got the news that my brother also passed away and it was unexpected. Now, that was definitely unexpected for us because he was so young. So, when I got the call, I was at work. I remember like thinking life not even being real right now. Like it was a nightmare that I couldn't wake up from. I can't explain it. I just felt numb. And at first, I didn't believe it. I didn't want to believe it. What was being told to me was just, it was unbelievable. Like, I guess it was the little sister in me that thought never crossed my mind that he wouldn't be here with me. It's devastating. And I just hurt for my dad. Like, I can't even begin to imagine what he's going through. But yeah. So, in the middle of everything that's been going on, I'm naturally spending more time with my dad to take his mind off of everything. And one of the things he loves doing when he comes home is watching movies on Tubi. My dad is so funny. So, if you're familiar with Tubi, you know it's not by far the best productions. The movies on Tubi is for the most part questionable. The special effects are hilarious, and we both laugh at how corny some of these movies are. I just love to see my dad smile, even if it's just for a little while. Okay, so moving on to my dashboard. I'm starting with my inspirational quote. As you can see, I did make two of these because I made one again too big. Like I said, trial and error, people, trial and error. So back to this Tubi movie. Me and my dad was watching. It was called Sabretooth, and it was about a scientist who created a prehistoric animal from genetically modified DNA. No one knew about no one knew about it but her and her sponsor. They were both keeping it under wraps until they were done with their research. So they both had hopes of becoming the first to present this groundbreaking research, become extremely wealthy and powerful. So as you can imagine, it backfired. Um, so some things that were predictable happened. It starts out with the saber tooth being held in the lab awaiting transport. The custodian was there cleaning and didn't realize the cage that had the saber tooth was partially opened. So, of course, the custodian gets attacked, blood everywhere, but the blood looked like ketchup, y'all. And the puddles of blood that was on the floor didn't move. It was like congealed, no, it was like solidified and stuck in one spot. The graphics were horrible, but Anyway, the scientists ended up covering up the murder, and the saber tooth ends up escaping captivity. When it escapes captivity, of course, it goes on a killing spree, and everyone that the animal runs into is mauled to death. But get this, when they finally showed the tiger's face, why it looked like one of those Muppets from Sesame Street. Y'all, look. And when they showed the tiger walking and jumping, he wasn't even touching the ground. It was definitely in 2D. It was giving 2D. Um it put me in the mind of that game Street Fighter. It- have y'all ever played Street Fighter where it was in 2D and the character never really looked like it was touching the ground? But honestly, I couldn't stop watching it. It was so bad, but I couldn't look away. I didn't care though, but because I was with my dad. So it was daddy and me time. Um, this is how my dashboard is looking. I'm going to go ahead and go back at a later time to fill in everything. But next I'm going to be putting down my debt dots. This helps me keep track of my ongoing debt, credit card debt that is. So I'm adding in my car note as well. I'm excited because y'all, I'm almost done with my car note. Oh my god, I'll have so much money freed up once I pay off this car note. So let me go ahead and put in my memory for this month. Of course, it's gonna be my brother. I just found this on his Facebook page and I just thought it was a nice picture of him. So he will be my memory for this month, my big brother. I'm going to put in the header in the middle because it is longer. It's a longer sticker, so it looks better when it's centered. I do like to reference the month before just to make sure I have the setup right. So, how's everybody's budget going so far? I know for me personally, it's been a hit and miss. I'm just being honest. Sometimes your budget isn't going to go as planned, and that's okay because this is a lifestyle change, y'all. Breaking bad habits that for some of us was passed down. So, I mean, we make the mistakes that sometimes our own parents have made. We sometimes learn bad habits, and that coupled with never being taught about financial wellness could be a recipe for financial ruin in the future. But we're all here because we want to change that, and we want to get out of debt, and we want to live where we're not working to pay bills. Like I don't see that as living. Me working just to give my money to these creditors. You know. So for my fixed expenses and variable expenses, they're next. I'm fast forwarding through this part primarily because neither side has changed. So for my expected, I usually go by previous month's actual income. And I use that amount to measure what my paycheck may be in this month. But for the last month, not only was it a month I got paid 3 times, but also a month I worked a lot of overtime. So I'm not going to go by last month this time, but the month before, which is January. All right. So in January, my income was $2,627 and the extra income was 500. So for the month, I'm expecting $3,127. Now, it may be more and it may be less. I won't know until I get my check. Now for my fixed and variable expenses, when it comes to my paychecks, they're split in half. So what I put on my monthly budget page is the total of both paychecks. What I expect to pay this month for fixed expenses is $2,145. And for my variables, it's going to be 380. So adding them both together is going to give me a total of $2,525. I'm going to put a little money bag next to it. This will be owed for the month of March. Now I'm separating my savings with my washing. In order to get the amount for my savings, I'm going to subtract the $2,627 from my expected monthly amount and the $2,525 for my monthly spending for this month, which will give me a difference of $102, which will be going towards my high yield savings account. I may be able to put more, but I won't know until I see my paycheck. Okay, okay. Thank you all for joining me. If you made it to the end of this video, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next week. Bye bye.